The Chinese military on Thursday asked the U.S. to stop close-in reconnaissance, interference, provocation in the disputed South China Sea after the recent accident involving an American nuclear-powered submarine in the region. The USS Connecticut struck an object underwater in the South China Sea, or SCS, last month. 11 sailors on board the submarine were injured in the accident. Commenting on the U.S. Navy dismissing 2 senior officers of the nuclear-powered attack submarine, Chinese Defense Ministry spokesman Senior Col Wuqian told media here that since the collision occurred, the U.S. side's awkward and secretive attitude has inevitably raised doubts. Raising several questions over the activities of the submarine, Wu said, China believes the root causes of this incident are the extensive and high-intensity close-in reconnaissance, interference, provocation, and show of force made by the U.S. military vessels in the Asia-Pacific region, as well as the United States militarization and navigation hegemony in the South China Sea. We urge the U.S. side to stop such activities immediately, so as to avoid beating its head against the wall, Wu said. The U.S. in recent years has intensified aerial and naval patrols in the South China Sea to assert freedom of navigation. China claims most of the South China Sea. Vietnam, the Philippines, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan have counterclaims over the area. Over the years, China has built a number of military installations in the reclaimed islands in the SCS and deployed a big fleet of its naval ships and submarines. The United States has criticized China for militarizing the islands by constructing long runways used by jet fighters and deploying anti-aircraft missiles. The U.S. insists that freedom of navigation has to be maintained in the South China Sea, and has been sending military flights, naval patrols, and training missions around the strategically vital region. Wu also highlighted deepening ties between China-Russian militaries in the backdrop of intensified push against them by the U.S. and allies in recent years. There is no limit to the mill-to-mill relationship between China and Russia, and there is no end to the China-Russia military cooperation, he said, commenting on the current mill-to-mill relationship between China and Russia. The two militaries have intensified pragmatic cooperation on military exercise and training, he said. The Chinese military stands ready to engage in close strategic coordination with the Russian side and deepen exchanges and cooperation, in order to bring more benefits for the two countries and peoples, and play a bigger role in safeguarding world peace and stability, he said. It is no secret that the United States of America and China are two of the most powerful countries in the international community. The recent South China Sea dispute is an ongoing conflict that involves China and a couple of countries in Southeast Asia situated next to the controversial and contested islands. There are two groups of islands that are up for contention, namely the Spratly Islands and the Paracel Islands. China, Taiwan, and Vietnam are competing for the Paracel Islands, while Brunei, Malaysia, China, the Philippines, and Vietnam compete for the Spratly Islands. China claims both islands and claims that they both entirely belong to the People's Republic of China based on the history of the region. The main reason for the contention of the islands is because the islands are rich in deposits of natural resources. The islands serve as military vicinities and could also open regional trade routes for countries in control. While the dispute involves Asian countries, the USA has been playing a prominent role in the whole saga. It has openly stated that it believes the South China Sea is international water, and the United Nations Convention on Laws of the Sea, or UNCLOS, should determine sovereignty in the area. The USA also believes that China is planning to use the islands for military intentions. This emanates from the large runway and the conversion of reefs to military facilities sourced from satellite images that the USA has on the islands. The involvement of the USA in the region sparks important questions. Is the involvement of the USA in the South China Sea dispute purely for international cooperation and the promotion of peace and stability? What is the USA's national interest in this regard? It can also be argued that since USA and China are two of the most influential countries in the world, there's a power game at play where both countries do not want one to be a step or two ahead of the other. For instance, in this case, the USA does not want China to own the islands, because it is concerned that China will gain more power and influence in that Southern Asia region and also in controlling the sea lines of communications, or SLOCs. The USA disapproves of the artificial islands built by China mainly for security reasons. In a recent two-day meeting between the USA and Australia in Boston, the two countries expressed strong concerns about the artificial islands. The Chinese embassy hit back by stating that the two countries are applying double standards and should not take sides, especially when they should be promoting peace and stability. Since China has claimed the disputed islands and does not tolerate violation of its maritime and territorial boundaries, it will be very interesting to note future developments in that region. The USA says that the South China Sea is international water, and it will fly, sail, and operate where international law allows. Such statements may lead to future intensification and disagreements between China and the USA over the South China Sea.